All right, sports fans, we are getting ready to rip here. It is Mounds View Irondale Mavericks versus Woodbury in blue. Game number 2 of the Spartacat Spectacular. Mounds View with a 3-0 shutout victory yesterday, earning 3 points. Woodbury with a 4-0 shutout victory, also earning 3 points. Game number 2 as we get ready to face off. Goalies are ready, refs are ready. Kenna on the dot. Face-off goes back to Eleanor. She banks it up off the boards. Up to Stella, who carries it in up left wing. Throws it on net from the point. Stick to the side by the Woodbury goalie. Recovered there. They look to exit the zone, bounce it up off the wall. Pinched off nicely by Eleanor. Picked up and retrieved by Kenna. She carries towards center. Throws it on net. Stick down and covered by Woodbury. .11:35 to play. Face-off is down. Recovered by Woodbury, and they look to carry it out. Challenge there on the forecheck by Freihammer. Picked up by Lucy. St. Denis, she throws it in. Violet chipped it, and Hannah goes to pick it up, chips it behind the net. Comes around to Torkelson, who rings it back. They look to exit the zone. Challenged at the line there by Keegan. She threw it back to the right side where it's tossed out of the zone by Woodbury. And they look to come in with some speed. Lucy in, angles off on the defense. Puck's thrown out back towards the blue line and it comes out, forcing Woodbury to regroup. They do. Pass towards center, up the right side, thrown from distance, and sticked aside by Mabel Couture in net tonight. Wearing number 13. Chipped off the boards. Stella threw it off her backhand over the center line and bounces the puck off of the boards. And Kenna in on pursuit as Woodbury regroups, held there by Stella. Picked up in the low slot, up, carried back out on a turnover. As Woodbury looks to exit with speed, they come over center towards the blue line. Good stick check there. Looked like that was Ayla Krebsbach on the good defensive stick play there. Bodies falling all over. Girls losing edges as Woodbury looks to regroup, challenged on the forecheck. Pass to the left wing and carries it in over the blue line from the left dots, and it goes wide and around. Battling for possession there. Kenna chips it up off the boards. I'm sorry, that was Torkelson. As Woodbury reverses and throws it rink wide. Looking for entry. Freihammer on a good aggressive back check from the bench. She picks it up now with speed and carries it out. Up the left side, protecting the puck with her free hand. Gains the line, chips it in. She goes to retrieve. And battling there with the Woodbury defense. Had the puck come back to her, shoots it low and hard. Butterfly saved by the Woodbury goalie. Passed up to the left wing, challenged at the blue line as Mounds View takes possession back. Freihammer dumps it in off the backhand as they go for four-side change. Stella in on the forecheck to allow that change to happen. As Woodbury looks to carry it back out. Poke check at the boards. Good keep there by Hendrickson. She threw it towards center, nobody home. Good idea, but nobody was in the low slot there. So Lucy's forced to retreat, and she gathers the puck. She goes rink wide D to D, had it bounce off of Krebsbach's stick. She reverses back, 2 Woodbury players in aggressively on the forecheck. They take possession, look to center, but it's intercepted there. St. Denis carries it out. She's got some speed and space. She goes up towards the outside, gains the line, throws it towards the net, goes for a change. It bounces off the end boards where Woodbury grabs it and throws it towards the exit, but held there, Hendrickson. And now they chip it along the boards. Good battle here. Woodbury looking to clear the zone. They cannot. Held in again by Mounds View. It's chipped towards center and then out. Eleanor tipped it, knocked it down, regains possession in her own zone, and throws it out towards the center line where it's picked up by Woodbury, coming with speed. The challenge through the neutral zone and lost possession. Prussing had it taken off of her stick there. Eleanor battling with a Woodbury player as the puck goes deep. It's picked up there by Freihammer, who takes it behind the net, bounces it up off the boards. Brewski steered the defender off and let the puck exit the zone. Good forecheck there, almost forced a turnover, but Woodbury now carries it over center with some possession. Challenge there at the line, and we have an offsides play and a whistle. 7:30 remaining, 0-0 remains the score here in a back and forth battle. Face-off won by Woodbury, but then controlled by Mounds View. And then it's shipped in deep by Woodbury, looking to get possession off of a board battle. Keegan throws it up off the boards. Torkelson chips it up, bank pass. Kenna's got it with some speed. Good defensive play there by Woodbury to prevent what would have been a breakaway. And now they look to counterattack. 1-on-5. And has the puck knocked off of her stick. Bounces off the boards. Comes back towards the slot. Carried there as they go for a shot high over the crossbar. Good dangerous shot there, just high. As Woodbury looks at, throws it towards the slot. Saved there by Mabel. Rebound picked up by Keegan and cleared as Torkelson looks to exit the zone. Woodbury sends it back to the corner. They go in for a retrieval. Battling there. We've got players going all over. We've got hands up. Both officials have their hand up. We've got a cross check. I don't know if we're going to get coincidentals or somebody's going. We'll look to see the call here. Looks like they've got St. Denis, Lucy St. Denis, the elder St. Denis, for a cross check. 1 minute with 6:21 to play in the first period. Mounds View goes on the penalty kill. Woodbury on the power play. Left face-offs won by Woodbury, thrown towards the point where they pick it there and throw it on net and gloved cleanly by Mabel and held for the whistle. Now we'll move it to the other face-off dot. Right offensive zone draw for Woodbury to Mabel's left. Freihammer has it to the wing, and Stella knocks it down the ice. It will go far enough for an icing. 45 seconds left on the penalty kill. 6:06 remaining to play. Youth hockey, they do still call icings even when you're on the penalty kill, because they want the girls to learn how to set up power plays. At least that's the party line. Freihammer battling. Woodbury takes possession off the faceoff, throws it back towards the point where the left D picks it up, skates it towards center, looking for an angle, picked it up, loose in front, and it comes back up to the point, tipped out, and Eleanor in shorthanded with some speed, looking to get a shot off, and does. Good hard wrister, good save there by the Woodbury goalie, but Eleanor throws it back up towards the point. Dreon grabs it and rings it around. In on the forecheck is Kenna, killing a lot of time here. 5 seconds remaining on the penalty as Woodbury looks to exit. Good back check pressure there from both Kenna and Piper. Elected to play there by Couture. Passed it to her teammate, and now Woodbury looks to get set up in the offensive zone, but threw it back to Hendrickson, who intercepted it and gets it out of the zone. Up through the neutral ice. Rink wide pass D to D, left to right, and now looking for a stretch pass. Had a player there, but Bailey Dreon on a good back check intercepted it with her stick. Short side shot, wraparound attempt, goes towards the net and covered by Mounds View. Nice penalty kill there, a couple of dangerous opportunities for Woodbury and one shorthanded opportunity for Eleanor. Thus far, both goalies have been up to task. 0-0 remains the score. 4:41 in the first. Face-off, one back to the left D. Thrown towards the net, covered by Mabel, but couldn't get it frozen, and it goes back up towards the point, chipped up in the air towards the blue line and out, thrown back in for an offsides play. We'll get a neutral zone face-off right here in front of us. 4:32 left in the first. Kenna on the face-off. One back to Krebsbach, who goes rink wide off the boards to Torkelson, who picks it up there, chips it up off the boards towards the blue line. Picked up there by Woodbury, who reverses, and pinched off nicely there by Torkelson on the pressure as Mounds View looks to take possession in the offensive zone. Woodbury looking to counterattack. Puck rolls free through the neutral ice, thrown to the boards, picked up there and thrown back in deep as two come in on the forecheck. Mounds View looks to gain possession and circle it back. Lucy chips it up off the board to her sister. Violet looking to clear the zone, knocked to the ice as they battle towards the blue line. Puck thrown towards center, but nobody home except for a Mounds View defender. Mila bounces it off the boards and out as the puck is thrown back in. Lucy passes it up towards Violet, but misses on the connecting pass. It's going to go down far enough for an icing, and we'll get a whistle and bring it back down for another neutral zone face-off. I'm sorry, defensive zone face-off for Mounds View, offensive zone for Woodbury. Right face-off circle, 3:22 to play. Face-off is won by Hannah, but recovered there by Woodbury. They look to bring it towards the center, but it's picked up there nicely by Freihammer. She comes out over center with some speed, bounces it off the wall as Mounds View looks for a chip and retrieve. In on the forecheck aggressively there is Hendrickson as Woodbury comes looking to exit the zone, held nicely there by Eleanor. She threw it to Stella, who tried to pass it across but intercepted, and it's thrown back towards the corner where they go in to a side to battle for possession. Mounds View comes away with it. Backhand pass, centering attempt there by Stella, good idea, but it found a Woodbury defender. As they look to exit on the counterattack, two Mounds View defenders are deep. They carry it, and nice stick play there by Bailey on the check. As she looks to exit the zone, is taken down, but no call there. Letting them play there a little bit. 2:22 to play. Woodbury reverses a couple of times behind their net and then tries to go out, held in nicely there and thrown back in deep. Up towards the blue line. Lucy carries it in, waits for her teammates to clear, dangles, fires, and into the Woodbury goalie, who makes the shoulder save and covers. You don't have to worry about staying clear of camera. Thank you, though. Face-off forthcoming, and it's down to one back by Woodbury, but they're battling for possession. As it comes up towards the line, Lucy grabs it and throws it towards the net, intercepted by the D, and carried around behind. Pressing in on the forecheck, knocked it off her stick. It comes again up towards the line, and Keegan backs off and allows the puck to come out. Challenge there aggressively by Lucy, knocked it off her stick. And Mounds View battling here in front of us. 3-on-2 Woodbury as they come away with possession at the blue line, but they went for a change. And Mounds View chips it up and out towards the neutral zone. Carried in across the center line by Woodbury. They look to go right. Stick check there by Freihammer, who just came from the bench. And now she comes up the right side, puts her head down and strides, looking to dance around a defender, and does. She's going with speed up the left side. Power move towards the left, throws it off her backhand, and now throws it from behind the net, off the goalie, and back to the end boards. The puck comes back and is reversed by the Woodbury D. They go behind the net and then reverse again. trying to take advantage of pursuing defenders. She goes rink wide, but Freihammer had her stick in the passing lane and chipped it away. Now they battle towards the center line. It comes out, Woodbury picks it up and carries it wide, looking for a centering pass. Had the trailer there behind as Eleanor gains possession and carries it out, gains the center line, moves around a defender, carries it in, shoots, and into the goalie's chest and down with 16 seconds remaining. Nice play there by Eleanor to activate from her defensive position, carry it out with possession. Strong skating, strong stick handling, and gets a good shot into the goalie's chest, though. And we get the face-off, won by Moundsview and thrown towards the corner where it's chipped up the boards. 5 seconds remains in the first period. As Woodbury looks to get an offensive opportunity, they'll chip it up in the air, and that will end time. As we end the first, 0-0. I think shots were fairly even there. Both teams getting opportunities. A good back and forth battle between two equally matched teams. Second period coming up in 1 minute. They switch sides. Moundsview will be going right to left and Woodbury the opposite as we start the second period here. Buzzer sounds. A few last-minute personnel changes here. Goalies are getting set. Goalies are ready, the refs are ready, and the puck is down. Face-off won back cleanly by Boostrom. And Dreon bounced it up off the boards. White icing is waved off there as Woodbury recovers behind the net and looks to skate it out with speed. Boostrom challenged there at the line, and Stella continues to pursue. The puck goes back behind the net, circle back, and throws it to Kenna, who goes up high. Good high, hard shot there towards the goalie's blocker shoulder. Just hit off of her, and we have an offsides play there from Keegan as the puck had exited the zone and the players had not. Neutral zone face-off forthcoming here. Face-off is down, won by Woodbury. They throw it up towards the center line, picked up there by Lucy. She gains the line and throws it deep. It rings around as Moundsview is in aggressively on the forecheck, wins the race to the puck. They battle to a side behind the net. Woodbury comes away with it, but Brewski was on the forecheck there. I'm sorry, that was Prussing on the forecheck. St. Denis going back to retrieve this one. That was shipped by Woodbury. She reverses, throws it up off the boards. They walk the line, go D to D to the right D. Shot gets to Mabel, but she reacts and kicks it to the corner. They battle. Chipped up off of the stick of Brewski, comes up towards the exit. St. Denis chips it up off the boards over the defender's stick, and it will go down into the Woodbury defensive zone where they recover. Brewski in on the forecheck, pressuring, thrown up towards the blue line. They collide, the puck is thrown down, retrieved by Krebsbach. She goes D to D over to Bailey Dreon. Up and chipped out by Torkelson. Picked up there. Good effort play to stay on side. And a shot off the side. Comes behind, picked up again by Moundsview. Torkelson threw it towards the corner. Boostrom in on the forecheck. And St. Denis, Violet picks it up, chips it away. Kenna looking for somebody to pass it to. Sees Violet. And Marla Torkelson throws it back down deep. Picked up there. Puck comes off the boards and down deep. Carried in towards the net. Challenged there by the Woodbury defense. They battle 3-on-2 as Mounds View looks to take it out of the corner. Kenna almost came away with possession, but had it knocked away. As Woodbury looks to exit the zone, they do. And chips it up and carried out. Challenge there. And the ref blew the whistle as they had lost sight of the puck. 9:02 remaining. Couture had that one covered and got the whistle. Face-off, won by Woodbury, back to the left D. They look for a D-to-D pass, but it's anticipated and intercepted by Piper. She comes out 1-on-3, gets towards the net, and causes a whistle. So now we'll have an offensive zone face-off at the left dot. .8:52 remaining in the second. Face-off won by Woodbury. Carried towards the center, challenged there by Piper. Puck out, Keegan picks it up at center and throws it back deep. Woodbury looking to exit, challenged by Stella Gray on the forecheck. They carry it out, challenged at the line there by Piper Hendrickson and knocked it away. She comes with it on her forehand and has her stick checked as she went to wrist it, and it rolls on net where it's stick down and covered by the Woodbury goalie. As they line up for the face-off here. It's won by Kenna, picked up by Emma. She chips it down to Pressing, who retrieves, rings it around behind. Kenna in on the check, but it gets over her stick and Woodbury exits the zone. Coming with speed, push to the outside, good back check pressure. Puck is chipped towards the blue line. Good stick check there by Emma. And the puck is rolling in neutral zone. Picked up and chipped. Brewski in on the forecheck as Moundsview looks to get some fresh skaters on. Comes up to Eleanor. She gathers it, throws it towards the net, chipped into the air. Freihammer battling in the center. Woodbury looking to come out with possession out the left side. And they are able to chip it out of the zone. The Freihammer doubles back, bounces it off the wall, and they battle at center. Puck comes towards the blue line. D-to-D pass was a little off target. Eleanor goes to retrieve, bounces it off the board, clears the zone, and we get an offsides whistle as Woodbury dumped it back in with the player still in the zone. 7:22 to play. 0-0 remains the score in the second period. Neutral zone face-off. Won by Freihammer, but recovered there on the challenge by Woodbury. They chip it up towards their forwards. The puck comes out of the blue line, and Torkelson carries it and chips it off the boards and down as Woodbury looks to recover and regroups. Good forecheck pressure there by Mila as Moundsview looks to keep it in, and she comes out and fires it from above the circle, and the goalie sticks it and covers it. Fresh legs come over the boards for this offensive zone faceoff. We'll have Boostrom, Gray, Hendrickson, Krebsbach, and St. Denis. Faceoff won by Moundsview, but lost possession, and now they regain possession up at the point. Krebsbach had the puck knocked off her stick by Woodbury as they battle in front of us. Puck is thrown back in. Woodbury looking for a retrieval. Hendrickson in aggressively on the forecheck. Good trap there behind the net as each player went to one side, pinning that offensive player behind. And they do it again. As the puck comes towards the corner, they battle. The puck looking towards the boards, but it's thrown back towards center. Hendrickson had it knocked off her stick. Lucy goes D to D. Krebsbach battling there. Recovered by Hendrickson, who was covering nicely. And she chips it out as a couple of skaters go for a change. Freihammer fresh off the bench on a forecheck immediately. Creating pressure. Turnover there because of that pressure. Brewski chipped it. Taken by Woodbury as they look to regroup. She circles back and recovered nicely there by Moundsview. Freihammer threw it off her backhand into some Woodbury players. They're looking to exit. They bring it towards the center ice and then up the right wing. Good stick check there by Freihammer. Waited for her teammate to clear the zone as they battle right in front of us here, two aside. Prussing and Freihammer looking to gain possession, and Prussing dumps it in. Picked up there by Eleanor. Throws it back in. Chip to the D. They look to go rink wide and do. Up to the left wing. Looking for a stretch pass. A player who was looking to cover. Looking to go for a change. Mabel. That puck was on net. She puts her stick down, covers it up. We'll get a defensive zone draw with 5:32 remaining in the second period. Face-off, won by Boostrom and ringed around. Torkelson battling there. She threw it off the backhand, but it's held at the blue line. On to Mabel, who just sticks it aside off the end boards. Reverse pass there. Woodbury in on the forecheck. Mila looking to get it out. Kicked away there by St. Denis on the defensive position. Mila again looking to chip it past the D, but was unable to. And Mabel once again, pad saves it to the corner. Up off the boards and out. Woodbury looking for a retrieval here. Reverses, bounces it off the boards where it goes to Kenna, who throws it back deep. Moundsview looking to go retrieve. Woodbury rings it up the boards, pinched off by Keegan, kept in by Kenna, and then we get an offsides play. As Torkelson was still in, Moundsview will change all five. And it looks like Woodbury will change three. Freihammer, Gray, and Hendrickson with Krebsbach and Eleanor at D. Freihammer, nice stick check on the forecheck, centered it towards Hendrickson. Couldn't quite connect, but it was a good idea. Hendrickson putting her head down on the good back check hustle. Pressure all over the ice here. Love to see the hustle from the Mavericks. Throws the puck up. Woodbury defender there, kept it in, and the puck comes up towards the blue line. And Hendrickson couldn't quite get that sprung for that breakaway. Looking for the puck, and it comes out and goes down the length of the ice for an icing. .3:27 to play in the first. Sorry, in the second. Still a 0-0 game. Face-off won by Moundsview to the corner, but it comes up to the point where the defender loads up a shot, throws it towards the net. Picked up there and cleared by Kenna. Nice deflection there. Boostrom carries it, throws it towards the net, but the Woodbury defender had their stick down. Recovered there. Brewski looking for somewhere to go with the puck, up towards the point. Eleanor skates it, throws a hard shot, bounces off the defender, comes behind, wraparound attempt. Goalie was there. Counterattack by Woodbury. And the puck is thrown up, chips up over the defender's stick. And Krebsbach goes in on the challenge. Picked up there nicely by Freihammer. She bounces it up off the boards. Brewski recovers it there. Chips it up towards the blue line, but Woodbury held it in. Freihammer with a good area play. Goes rink wide, bounces it off the boards. Won't go down far enough for icing, but allows Moundsview to get fresh skaters on the long change. Woodbury has players lurking at the blue line trying to spring somebody, playing a little bit of a cherry-picking strategy here. Mabel sticked it to her D, who looks to carry it out. Torkelson battling there up the left wing, up the boards. Carries it over, has it checked off of her stick. Keegan threw it towards center, and Freihammer pushed it in with a good long stick poke check. Woodbury looking to come behind, bounces it up off the boards. Saw the trap coming there. Good back pressure by Freihammer. Thrown on net and sticked aside by Mabel. They battle as the puck comes up towards the blue line, once again thrown towards Mabel. Right in front, and Mabel makes a big save, a second save. Puck still loose, covered, and a whistle. Great sequence there from Couture. Made 2 huge saves and then gets the frozen puck on a couple of dangerous opportunities. 1:12 remaining here. Face-off is down, won by Woodbury. Challenge there by Hendrickson. Woodbury on the half boards. Puck comes up and towards the blue line, but not out. Goes wide of the net to the corner. St. Denis retrieves it there. High up off the boards. Picked up there and thrown towards the net, but deflected by the defense. Go to the right D. Again from the point. Deflected again. As Moundsview looks to clear the zone, with Woodbury having sustained offensive pressure here. Good play there. Hendrickson carries it out, chips it out of the zone, up towards center where it's picked up by Woodbury. And then a good aggressive forecheck. Creates her own breakaway opportunity. Wrap around. Almost got there, lost an edge. Couldn't quite get it tucked with a lot of speed. Puck goes over to Stella. She wheels around to her forehand and throws it on net, covered with 11.4 seconds remaining. Nice play there by Hendrickson, springing herself for a breakaway there on a good aggressive forecheck. Picked it up with speed, went for the wraparound attempt. Couldn't quite get there. Offensive zone faceoff here. Won by Freihammer. She goes back towards the point. Drion throws it towards Brewski on the wall. Throws it back towards center as time is going to expire here. 0-0 remains the score after 2 periods. Some back and forth hockey. All right, we are back for the third period in what's been a clean competitive hockey game here between Woodbury and Moundsview. Faceoff is down, won by Woodbury. As they look to enter the zone, challenge there by Eleanor. She carries it over the center line and throws it up off a defender's stick. Woodbury recovers and looks to exit. Pinched off along the boards. Looking for a passing lane, couldn't find one, throws it out of the zone. Eleanor picks it up there and reverse pivots, throws it to Prussing, who chipped it off the boards. Woodbury looked to send it back the other way. Freihammer with possession, carries it, She's got some speed. Throws it off the end boards towards the net and goes for a change. Woodbury coming out with some speed. Kenna coming off the bench on the forecheck, but didn't have any speed to match. Off of the stick, wide shot there. Dangerous opportunity from Woodbury, Torkelson chipped it out. Touch there by Woodbury as they look to exit the zone. Trapped in the corner by two skaters from Mounds View on the forecheck as they battle in the corner looking for possession. Up off a defender's face mask. Possession gained by Kenna. And she's challenged there. Violet goes down as they battle. Thrown towards the end boards. Mila comes around. Look to throw it out front off the back of the cage. Up towards the blue line where Keegan throws it back towards center. Picked up there. Backhand. And we had a yawning cage and Torkelson just had it bounce over her stick. That was a great play. Just couldn't quite connect. Centering pass there from Woodbury up towards the blue line. Held there and pushed back in. Woodbury looks to regain possession. They throw it back up towards the blue line. Carried there towards center. Reverse pivots. Throws it deep. St. Denis in on the challenge. Centering pass. Picked up there. Hendrickson threw it down the length of the ice. But this will be on net, so it will not be an icing. The goalie plays it. And Stella in on the forecheck. Comes out. Eleanor picks it up there and fires it. Hendrickson in on the forecheck, causes her to reverse. Eleanor looking for retrieval. Arm is up. That will go down. Waved off. Did not go far enough for icing. Stella looked to exit the zone but lost possession. And thrown back by Woodbury. They go for a retrieval. Krebsbach rung it around and then it was thrown out by Eleanor. Hannah in on the forecheck. Aggressively goes down. Lost an edge there. Brewski shields the puck. Tries to chip it loose. It goes to the corner where Woodbury looks to throw it back out towards the blue line. It's held there by Keegan. Thrown towards the end boards. Pinched off there. Reverse pivot. And coming out as Mara on the back check. Puck exits the zone. Comes across rink wide. Picked up by Woodbury. Into Dreon's body. Good block there. As they look to exit off the boards. Brewski chipped it out. Woodbury goes D to D, up to the right D. She gains the center line and throws it in. As they go for a change. Dreon up off the boards. Brewski picks it up there. Looks to exit, but had it knocked off by the defender. The puck comes chipped up towards the blue line, but they battle still in the Woodbury offensive zone. They hold it at the line. Lose possession, knocked up towards the blue line, thrown back in, and then up towards the blue line again. Held again, and Dreon had it knocked off her stick on the poke check as it goes into the corner. Carried out, Brewski looking to exit, but had it stick checked away. Thrown back deep once again. Krebsbach on the retrieval goes D to D. Bailey had it go off her stick, and Krebsbach goes back to pick it up. She goes behind the net, reverses, up to Torkelson. She tried to chip it out, but held by Woodbury through the skates of Brewski and held by Woodbury, but missed, and Brewski's able to clear the puck, thrown in for an offsides play. Fortunate as Lucy had tripped coming off of the bench and would have needed to scramble to her feet. Freihammer, Violet St. Denis, Lucy St. Denis, Krebsbach, and Torkelson are the skaters for Mounds View. Thrown up towards the blue line and into the offensive zone. Torkelson in on the forecheck as Woodbury reverse pivots. Anticipated that play. Picks it up, throws it towards the net. Defender in the way. Goes behind the net. It's pinched off there nicely by Violet. She comes back. Torkelson stick checked it. Picks it up and throws it on net. With 6:33 remaining in the third period. In a scoreless defensive struggle. Kenna on the face-off. Woodbury wins it to the wing. They battle to a side, looking to exit the zone. Moundsview looking to keep it in. They come with speed towards the blue line, but it's held nicely by Boostrom. Picked up there again. She gets it on the other side, makes a move, stick check there, and thrown back towards the goalie, who covers for a face-off. Nice move there by Boostrom. Almost got a dangerous opportunity, but a nice defensive play to check her stick right at the last moment. Right zone draw, won by Freihammer as they battle to a side here. Freihammer stick check. St. Denis challenged at the blue line, but it does come out. Pressing, had it roll on her as she went for a backhand pass. Picked up by Woodbury, but it does get out of the zone and it bounces up into the Moundsview bench. So we'll get a neutral zone face-off here. After a little bit of debate, they do land on a neutral zone face-off. Puck carried in by Woodbury off of the face-off. Steered to the wall by St. Denis. Brewski in on the check. Up towards the point. Challenge there. Keegan with her stick. Backhands it towards the blue line. Chip deep. Challenge there by Brewski on the forecheck. Freihammer in on the forecheck. As Woodbury looks to come up the boards. Freihammer gains possession there with some speed. Has it taken away. Low slot shot. Saved and steered to the boards there by Brewski. Nice defensive cover there to clear that rebound on a good save by Mabel. Chipped out. Krebsbach in on the forecheck, applying pressure. And a player waiting at the blue line loses it. Mabel steers it to the corner with her stick, where it's picked up. Eleanor rings it up off the boards. Picked up at the blue line, thrown from distance. Mabel fights it off to the corner once again. It goes up the boards and out. Woodbury circling back. They're getting some fresh skaters out. Throw it towards the blue line, where Dreon missed on a connecting pass with St. Denis, but it goes into the offensive zone and they battle. Woodbury looking to clear. 3 aside here on the boards. Kenna in challenging with her stick. Knocks it loose and comes in close, shoots it up and over the glove and in for the first goal of the game. A nice play from Kenna Boostrom to give Moundsview a 1-0 lead. She battled, chipped it loose to herself, got into the low slot, and beat the goalie over the glove side from in close. Face-off won by Woodbury. They gain the zone, but challenged there by Freihammer, and they battle to a side, looking to clear. Freihammer comes up with the puck through center with some speed. Stick check there. As she comes in, loses an edge, puck's under her, comes free. Woodbury looking to gain possession. They're in with the puck. Could have been an offsides play, but sent in deep by Krebsbach. As Woodbury looks to retrieve, they circle back. Breaking towards the blue line. And a Woodbury player lost an edge there, and toe picks, and another one does at the line. Henderson gains the puck and throws it deep, and then puts her head down and skates hard for a change. Puck comes loose to Dreon, who throws it towards the bench. Mounds View. Eleanor picks it up there, carries it with some speed, and chips it deep. 2:42 remaining in the third period with a 1-goal lead. Kenna gains possession, knows she has the line, and throws it deep with a smart hockey play. She goes, allowing Dreon to go for a change. Keegan comes on, St. Denis comes on, and Kenna chips it up towards the blue line. St. Denis came to challenge. Puck shot wide to the corner as Keegan gains possession there, looks to clear it, passes it around. Freihammer chips it off the boards up towards the blue line. Lucy St. Denis tries to throw it out, thrown back in by Woodbury. They've got 4 on the boards here. And it bounces over a stick and out with 1:40 remaining. The puck is cleared. Offsides call. With 1:42 to play. Timeout Woodbury. As they get a blue line neutral zone face-off draw, I imagine they're going to try and get the goalie to the bench as soon as they can establish possession in the offensive zone. Moundsview has been called for too many skaters on the ice, so we have a 5-on-4 with 1:42 remaining, and the goalie remains in. Face-off won by Moundsview as they look to steer the puck out. Woodbury challenges there. Torkelson looking to fire it out, but kept getting stick checked. Puck is thrown deep. The Woodbury goalie has headed to the bench, so we will get a 6-on-4. Puck is cleared by Freihammer. Woodbury carries it at neutral, has the puck roll off of her stick. Thrown towards the empty net, deflected off of a stick. No icing. So we had one linesman waving the icing off because the puck was tipped, and the deeper linesman called the icing anyways, so we get a defensive zone draw, one back by Woodbury. Challenge there by Piper. She's got time and space in an empty net. She gains the line, throws it towards the net, and in for an empty net goal with 57.7 seconds. Moundsview up 2-0 with 57.7 remaining. Won by Boostrom. She carries it in with possession, throws it towards the net. Picked up there by Woodbury, stick checked away. Kenna on the back check. Woodbury coming in with some speed. On net, blocker saved by Couture. She deflects it. Picked up there by her teammate. Up off the boards, towards the blue line, but not out. Thrown back deep. Puck is chipped in, off the boards, and chipped out towards the blue line, but held by Woodbury. As we come to the final 15 seconds in the period, in the game. Recovered there by Lucy, chips it up off the boards, towards the half wall. Pressure there. Kenna is going to carry it out and send the puck deep off of the defender's stick, and this should end it. 3, 2, 1, 0. And Mounds View comes away with its second shutout victory in the tournament. 2-0 against Woodbury. And it just so happens that there are 24 donuts in the car ready for celebration. Thank you for tuning in. That was a great game. And we will see you guys at 5:40.